Hey guys, it's Tom and welcome to my vlog. Now you're probably thinking, didn't he just come back from a trip last week? Well, yes I did. I went to 4 countries in 10 days, and if you missed out on that vlog, there's a link popping up on your screen now where I went to the Baltic countries and Finland, so that was super fun. Yes, I've been to work for a week now and I managed to score a string of days off at the beginning of the month. So I was having a look at the map of Europe. I want to see more of Europe because I think it's absolutely beautiful. So I saw Portugal. Portugal's always been on my list of places to go to, and I've heard so much beautiful things about it. I was just with a colleague who was there 2-3 weeks ago, and she gave me some amazing tips on what we can see and do on our 4-day trip there. So I'm going to be there for about 4.5 days. So I hope you stay tuned to this vlog. It's going to be about 3 to 4 episodes long. We're going to try our best to see as much as we can about Portugal, about Lisbon. I'm going to be focusing more on Lisbon and maybe one city or town just outside of Lisbon. We're going to try our best to eat as much Portuguese food as we can. So do make sure you watch each episode in order to get a full understanding of what Lisbon, Portugal is all about. Once again, I'm running a little bit late for my flight. We need to get down to Frankfurt, Germany and connect onto our flight to Lisbon. On top of that, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather just today because I just came from work about an hour or 2 ago and I was packing. This was just a last minute random trip. I wasn't planning to do anything on these days off. I hope that I can pull through, see as much of Lisbon, Portugal as I can. So anyway, let's get down to Frankfurt, Germany and I'll have a chat to you from there. So I'm just transiting now through Frankfurt, made it here in one piece. We're going to get on our flight to Lisbon now, but unfortunately I'm running a little bit late. I got stuck for about 45 minutes to an hour through security, so if you have a flight from 8 to 10 a.m. in Frankfurt, make sure you come a bit earlier because you're going to be in that security line for ages. So I'm on standby. Let's see if I get a seat. I'm just about to get to the gate and fingers crossed I get my seat to Lisbon, so I'll chat to you from there. So we've landed into Lisbon now. That was actually a quick flight. It was 2 hours, 35 minutes if I'm not mistaken. Pretty smooth. I just took a nap. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, so I just can't wait to get my suitcase. I still need to get a SIM card too, something to use while I'm here, because I heard that Uber is great and inexpensive here in Lisbon, so I need to get a SIM card as soon as I get out of the terminal. So if you want to be worry-free when it comes to a SIM card, don't do what I told you on my Vilnius video and get an Autel mobile. That was just super expensive. When you arrive in Portugal, as soon as you get out of the arrivals, you've gotten your bags, and the first thing you'll see is Vodafone, which is right behind me here. I got a SIM card for 20 euros, it's valid for 30 days, and I get 5 gig of internet, not only in Portugal, but in all of the EU countries. So even when I drop by Germany on the way back, I'll still get my 4G status. So I think that's pretty cool. 20 euros, bargain, 5G all over EU, and fast 4G internet in Portugal. Okay, so we're going to order an Uber. I haven't done this for ages because it usually doesn't work in a lot of countries. As you can see, I've got Grab Taxi for Asia, I've got Careem for the UAE. So let's check into Uber and get ourselves to the hotel. So we're going to Bessa Hotel Libertad, which is where I'm staying, and as you can see, it's only 9.14 euros, which is even cheaper than what it was in Vilnius, so that's actually a really good price. I need to change this to arrivals, Terminal 1. So this is home for the next 4 nights. I'm in Bessa Hotel, right on Avenida Libertad. Now, I'm pretty impressed with the room. I got a really good rate on Booking.com, and I've got a mini balcony with the pool right there. So that's cute if I want to have a cheeky nightcap on the balcony, so that's nice. And you just have to check out this bathroom. Looks amazing. Just look at this. All white, love that. So, okay, what's our plan? It's about 1 p.m. here. And to be really, really honest, I am super tired. I've run a fever on the flight, and I was just asking the check-in desk where's the nearest pharmacy because I need some Panadol. So what I'm gonna do, I feel really, really bad that I'm getting sick. I hate getting sick. I get sick like once every 2 years, and it has to happen now when I'm coming to an amazing country like Portugal. But what I'm gonna do is stock up. I've got my vitamins with me just in case, because I was feeling a bit of a tingling sensation in my throat last night. I'm gonna run down to the pharmacy, get some paracetamol, and I'm gonna sleep for maybe 3-4 hours. It's summer in Europe, so it gets dark really late, so it's Saturday night too, so hopefully I can rest up and do something a bit later. But so far, my first impressions, the weather's really nice. It's more of a coastal city, so it's quite breezy and windy regardless of how sunny it is, which is really, really nice. The airport is quite chaotic. It's a little bit run down. It hasn't really been modernized, so just be mindful of that. It's kind of not really hard, but to get around, just to get to the baggage claim, it's like you're going through a maze when you get off the aircraft. The conveyor belt is super small. Everyone's crowding around it, and they're not going to move for you. You literally have to push them out of the way, which I really didn't like. So far, my Uber driver was super nice. He couldn't speak much English, but he was trying his best, so thank you, Jorge. I think that's his name, or George in English. Let me get some rest, because I want to make these vlogs for you. I don't want to skip an episode because I'm sick. I just need to rest up, and I'll talk to you a bit later. Good morning, everyone from Lisbon. Yes, I'm back in my human form finally. You're probably all wondering why I looked tired and horrible yesterday in my vlog. Yes, I was sick the whole afternoon last night. I had to quickly run down to the pharmacy. I called my mom, she's a nurse, and she told me exactly what to buy and take, and I rested for a good 8 hours last night. I just had brekkie. So I'm ready for a full day of sightseeing today, and I did find a free walking tour, as usual. Right here downtown, it's about a 15-minute walk away. We're going to go and do the free walking tour, which is going to give me a good idea of what we can see here. Then we're going to go back to each of those sites and dive into each place and explore it more. And I found some really sneaky pastry shops yesterday, and I can't wait to buy a few of the pastries and try a few, because I heard that the pastries are absolutely beautiful here in Portugal. So I can't wait to taste some for you. If you're wondering why my arms are super white, well, I did get super sunburned in Finland last week, and if you missed my vlog on that, there's a link popping up on your screen now to give you some tips on Helsinki. But I just wanted to even out my tan. I got tan lines here, and they look horrible when I'm taking a shower. so I just wanted to wear a sleeveless shirt and make the most of the summer here in Europe. So anyway, let's get down. I hope I don't get a fever later on. I got my medicines just in case. A whole full day of sightseeing. I'll continue my first impressions of Portugal at the end of this video. So in the meantime, let's get out and explore Lisbon for the first time. So I've just finished my free walking tour. Make sure you get yours at High Lisbon Free Walking Tours. You have to meet here at the Central Square every day at 11 AM. There's different tours, and make sure you go on their website to book in advance, because they only conduct the tours if there's at least 4 people booked for that day. So make sure you go there and you'll learn a lot about the history about, or crash course about Lisbon. I'm right here where the tour begins. I'm here at Commerce Square, which is in Portuguese, well, my Portuguese, it's Praça do Comércio, I think. So right here, this was actually destroyed in 1755 because of an earthquake and a tsunami, so double trouble there. And King Jose I actually rebuilt this, and it was finished in 1775, and he actually put his own statue right in the middle where he's on a horse, so we'll take a closer look at that. But right here in Commerce Square, Commercial Square, you'll find a lot of restaurants just lined around the square here. A lot of the tours start here too. You can get some really nice views of the ocean and river, and also a lot of the trams and the buses have their stops here too. So we're going to take a closer look around Commerce Square and then work our way up through to the churches here in Lisbon. So let's take a closer look. So I've just arrived here in the Alfama District, which is just a 15-20 minute walk from where we came from at the Commercial Plaza or Commercial Square. Now right in front of me is the oldest church here in Lisbon, which is the Lisbon Cathedral. It was built in 1147. It looks absolutely remarkable. I'm saying this because since 1147 it's gone through so many different natural disasters and earthquakes that it's been rebuilt so many times in different types of architectural styles, Gothic, Romanesque, you'll see it shortly. But it has become a national monument in 1910 here in Portugal. So let's take a closer look inside. I hope there's not too many people. It's really cute around here. There's some shops, you can buy souvenirs too. There's also a national treasury and a museum inside. So let's see if we can go in, and then we'll continue exploring the Alfama District. So right here in Alfama District is an amazing viewpoint, and if you're wondering how to find it, literally on Google Maps, just type in viewpoint in Alfama and it'll pop up viewpoint. It's really hard to describe because I can't find the name of this area, but there's beautiful gardens, there's nice plants here. I did a lot of macro photography up here too, and this side you can get a really nice sunrise. So if you're into sunrises, come to this area. I'll be putting the location right below. Sunset will be on the other side of the town, so I'll show you on the third episode where to get the nice sunset. But in the meantime, let's take a nice view and just soak it in of all the amazing beautiful red houses here in Alfama District. So I'm about to go inside Castelo de Sao Jorge, or Sao Jorge Castle, which is right behind me. Now it's open from 9 AM to 9 PM every day, and it costs 10 euros to get in. And what I'm curious about this castle is it was actually starting to be built in 1st century BC, and people started living there 8th century BC. So I can't imagine what's inside now. It's been used as a royal palace, military barracks, and now currently as a museum. So I can't wait to see what's inside here. Apparently there's some really nice views. It's already 6:30 PM here, so there shouldn't be that many people, but let's take a look inside Sao Jorge Castle. If you're looking for that amazing sunset shot here in Lisbon, then I really suggest coming here to Sao Jorge Castle, because the view I'm looking at right now, it's a clear money shot. I know you're going to be looking for some amazing shots with a backdrop of the entire Lisbon, and you can get it right here at Sao Jorge Castle. It's just after 7 PM, and I'm really happy that I came at this time, because anywhere from 6 to 9 PM, 3/4 of the crowds have gone, so you have so much space to just walk around and enjoy the views. The sun isn't going to go down until about 9 or 10 PM, so it's going to be closed already here. However, you can still take in the amazing views of Lisbon, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. People are coming here for their food. They're having picnics, they're having early dinners here, they're having drinks. They've got places to eat and drink here too, so you can actually maximize your time here for the 10 euro entrance fee. Let me show you some more views of Lisbon City right here from Sao Jorge Castle. So I've just come out of the castle and it's time for something to eat. I just realized I haven't really eaten much at all today, so I'm getting a little bit peckish, but I wanted something really small and light because I still want to go and get those amazing pastries that I saw yesterday. So right outside of the castle, I found these codfish cakes with cheese inside it. These codfish cakes are apparently super popular street food here in Portugal, so I wanted to try them out. They cost €4 each, so a little bit expensive for street food, but hey, I'm in a touristy area right outside of the castle, so of course they're gonna make their money somehow. I actually love fish cake. I grew up with them. My grandma in Norway used to always make them for us homemade, so I hope this brings back memories of my childhood with my grandma in Norway. €4 right outside Sao Jorge Castle, so let's dig in. That's so good. It's pretty salty, but I love that. Full of flavor of the cod in there. I haven't really gotten to the cheese yet. I think that's my next bite right in the middle there. But take a look at that so far. That cheese inside here is beautiful. It's a very mature cheddar. That bite of that cheese is really good and it goes really well with the cod. Actually, you're supposed to be having it with some wine. They've got some special sweet wine that goes with it, but I didn't really feel like having anything alcoholic at the moment because I'm still recovering. Definitely try this if you see it in any markets around Lisbon or in Portugal. The codfish cake with the mature cheddar cheese inside, definitely a yes. I'm gonna finish this and then we'll head back to the city area and try and get those yummy pastries. So I came here to Mercado Baiza or Baiza, I can't really pronounce it, but I couldn't help myself. I know I just had the codfish cake and it just made me want something more savory, so I got these. Oh my god, carb, cheese, pork. Oh my god, beautiful. €6 and you get these 2 huge slices. I'm probably just going to have one of them because I still want to have that dessert later on. Pass by any markets. There's super inexpensive street food here in Lisbon, but I'm definitely going to tuck into this and then we're going to go and get those pastries that I've been telling you guys since this morning. Hey guys, so I'm back in the hotel now. That was a pretty long day considering I was sick yesterday and I can't believe I got through as much as I did today, so I'm really pleased with myself that that my cough didn't come through, my fever didn't come back, and I've been pretty much okay. So what's for dinner? What's in this box right here in Cafe Jello. It's like jelly. Cafe Jello, I guess that's how they pronounce it, but I did manage to get a few things here. I love how food here isn't so expensive, so that's why I'm able to get a few things just to try it. I love their little box. It's super cute, isn't it? But it's right in the city center. I'll put the location in case you want to try it when you come to Lisbon, but look inside. I'm a really bad sweet tooth, guys, so what I've got here, I just got 2 pieces of the famous pastel de nata, which is the Portuguese custard right there, and I got this kind of like a wild card. It's like a huge raisin cookie or something. It's called a roja or roca, something like that, but of course I can't finish this, and I did have that sandwich and that codfish cake, but I just wanted to show you guys the amazing quality of the pastries here in Portugal for a relatively inexpensive price. So I'm super excited to try it for you, but I can't wait to dig into this amazing pastel de nata Portuguese custard tart that everyone's been messaging me on my IG to try. Those who answered my question on IG, thank you for giving me the tips. If you want to be part of my tips in the the future, do follow me on Instagram because I do ask a lot of questions on what I can eat, see and do in each city that I'm vlogging in. So please be a part of that. I'd love to get your, recommendations, especially if you're a local in the city or country that I'm visiting in. Oh my god, sugar loading. But anyway, here is the beautiful Portuguese custard tart. Let's get a close-up of that one. I just love how it's got those little burnt bits on top of it from the sugar or the caramelization. Absolutely yummy. It smells freshly baked. It was probably baked within the day, and that just smells super naughty. I can smell the butter in there, the custard. I've seen this in a lot of places in Asia, and I have a feeling they brought it over to places like Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, and the Philippines because it's so famous here. Let's dig in. Wow, what can I say? Stunning. I can't believe I've only tried this now after so many years of seeing these custard tarts being sold everywhere in the world, and they're famous here in Portugal, so I'm so happy I got to have an original custard tart or a Portuguese custard tart, pastel de nata, right here in Lisbon, Portugal. That is not sweet on the, of course it's sweet, it's a custard tart, but it's not super sweet, and I love that about this one because sometimes they put a bit too much sugar in there, I heard. It kind of ruins it, but this one goes very well with the pastry. It's not tough, and it's just got the right amount of sweetness inside it. So I'm definitely going to be finishing this one. But I have to show you the big daddy here, the roja. My god, it's like as big as my face. Look at that. So as you can see, it's got raisins on it. It's probably made with brown sugar because of its color, or molasses, or I'm not quite sure what's in it, but it's got huge chunks of everything in here. Wow. Okay, that looks a little bit more eatable. So the roja, it looks super moist, and I love a moist cookie. It's like a huge cookie. I don't know who is going to be able to finish this in one go, but I can't. I'm going to take a bite for you just so I can give you what the flavors are of this roja. Wow, I feel like if I ate this whole cookie, I wouldn't have to eat for the next week because of the amount of calories and how dense it is in there. It's probably got a whole lot of sugar, whole lot of carbs and starch, and then the dried raisins on there. It's delicious, don't get me wrong, but yum Cafe Jello. If you are going to come to Lisbon, make sure you go to Cafe Jello. It's super worth it for the price. Very inexpensive. This custard tart, I just can't. I have to have another bite, sorry. Okay, so that was dinner. Well, that is my kind of dinner. I'm the kind of person that doesn't really follow norms in the sense of I need to be eating eggs for breakfast or steak for dinner. I eat whatever I want when I want, but I'm always very healthy about it. So even if I did eat all that sugar, I always kind of like stay away from it for the next few days. Let's get into why you're watching this video, my first impressions of Lisbon, Portugal, and what to expect if it's your first time in this country. What was I expecting before I came to Portugal or to Lisbon? Well, all I was expecting is a beautiful country with beautiful people. It has so much history, and that's all I expected really. I haven't really heard too much. I do have a few Portuguese friends and they've only told me really nice things. So I was super excited, and as I mentioned before, it's always been on my list to come to Lisbon, Portugal. So I'm so happy I was finally able to get here. A little bit of a setback yesterday. I got sick, but we got back on track and we're definitely gonna have a full-on day tomorrow for episode 2. It's relatively inexpensive compared to its neighbors. Spain is a bit expensive, France is expensive, Italy too, but here I feel like everything's about €1 or 2 cheaper with everything when it comes to transport, food, entrance fees, taxis, hotels. It's a little bit more inexpensive here compared to its neighbors, so that was a plus. People, very nice. I didn't have any problems with anyone. Everyone's very helpful. Even if they can't speak English, they will still speak in Portuguese and just laugh about it that they can't speak English, which is super cute and endearing. So that's really nice, but they're still going to try their best. They're not just going to dismiss you because they can't speak English. They're still going to talk to you pretending that it's English somehow, so that's super cute. The history, where to start? I feel like I'm taking a history lesson everywhere I turn. The buildings as well are so beautiful. I can't believe how things have been renovated and tried to stay intact as much as it can in order to showcase its history dating back to, wow, we went to places where 1st century BC, 8th century BC, I've seen things 15th century, so it's just absolutely beautiful to come down here, especially if you're into learning new things, architecture. Beautiful place to learn all about that here in Lisbon. Now, the only downside is security and safety. When I did my walking tour this morning, the tour guide kept on reminding us literally every 15-20 minutes, guys, your bags, guys, put your backpacks in front of you, guys, don't keep your phones out. So I was getting a little bit anxious, and all of us were actually, because I'm thinking someone's just gonna drive past in a motorbike and swipe your stuff like they do sometimes in Asia. I hadn't had that kind of anxious feeling since I was in Barcelona a couple of months ago. It's good that she alerted us that things like that does happen, although I didn't see it firsthand. Actually, after that tour, I kind of calmed down a little bit, and when I walked around the city myself, I felt more at ease than I did in Barcelona, because here there's not as many tourists and it's not as obvious as it is in Barcelona. In Barcelona, it's so obvious that they're trying to steal something from you. So here, I would say it's a little bit safer than in Barcelona, but just always keep your wits about and look out for each other, because if the tour guide who's from here says that it happens, then it does happen. However, I just didn't experience it firsthand myself, but just keep that in the back of your mind. Another thing, when you go to any touristic places, you'll start to get really annoyed because you will see a lot of people trying to sell you things. Okay, I wasn't wearing sunglasses, so I had about 50 different guys running up to me selling me sunglasses. I wasn't wearing a hat, so I had another 20 guys selling me different types of hats. I had a selfie stick, but still I had about 15-20 guys trying to sell me selfie sticks the whole day. And then on top of that, I had people trying to sell me drugs. Like, seriously, do I look like someone that's going to be taking drugs? I have no idea, but I had about 3-4 people come and show me different paraphernalias and things that are grown. I don't want to mention it on here, but just be mindful of that and try not to let it affect you, because you don't want it to let it ruin your day. However, it just starts to get on your last nerve when you say no to so many people and they're still coming up to you, selfie stick, hats, sunglasses, and they're chasing you one by one, and they already saw someone else try and sell you the same thing, but they're still gonna come and try and sell you the same thing as well. Bracelets, what else, whatever. Anyway, I get really annoyed with things like that, and you only ever see it here, in Italy, in Spain, and in France. So that's the only thing that I was really annoyed with, but you can't get away from these things in places like Lisbon, where it's a very high tourist traffic here. Although, on the upside, when it comes to the amount of tourists, I found that Lisbon didn't have as many as I thought it would. Maybe it's the month that I'm in. It's June, July at the moment. It was a Sunday today, maybe that's another factor. But if you compare it to Barcelona and Madrid, oh my god, Barcelona, in front of every single touristic place, there were literally 8 to 10 buses of tourists, which just ruined your experience. You couldn't get anywhere, and things were closed early because it was just full capacity. But here you'll only find maybe like one bus that'll pop up, and everyone else is just walking. So I found it really pleasant to walk around and sightsee in Lisbon, because it's still very easy and accessible to get around, because there's not hordes of tourists everywhere, which I really love. And you can really have that better connection with the city that you're seeing when there's less tourists around, because sometimes when there's too many tourists, different cultures start clashing and then you start getting annoyed. That's why wear your headphones, listen to music, and just don't listen to people. That's the best advice I can give you. There you have it. Those were my first impressions of Lisbon, Portugal. Some pretty good ones and some good advice for those who are coming to Lisbon. I hope you get to stay and watch my next 2 episodes, because I actually booked a tour for tomorrow. We're going to go to Sintra, Estoril, Cascais, and we're going to have some nice Portuguese food. So we're going to go a little little bit outside of Lisbon and explore more of the coastal areas and nature of Portugal, so do stay tuned for episode 2 in this series. If you want to check out my channel, I'd love it if you could give me a like and share this video with someone else who is also going to go to Lisbon, and also you might find on my channel another city or country that I've been to and I can give you some tips there too in case you are heading over there too. Thank you for watching. Thanks for reaching this far. I know sometimes I talk a lot and you guys complain about that, but I want to give you as much information as I can from my own personal opinion, and I try not to leave something out. If you did reach this far, thanks for being patient with me. I like to talk a lot. It's the Australian. I'm not going to finish this because it's too heavy. Maybe I'll have that other tart, but I won't tell you. Always take care, and I will see you in the next video.